After accusing and then refuting hooking up with a married charter guest, Kyle Stillie of Below Deck found himself in hot trouble. But even though he avoided any major repercussions, the St. David deckhand still needs to make amends with Captain Carey Titheradge and his fellow crew members. Damo Jorg comes in to see how Kyle is doing after the charges put his career on the line in the aforementioned preview of Season 12, Episode 12, which airs on August 18th. Damo confesses to feeling bad for bringing up the matter with Chief Stew Fraser Olender, which led to Kyle's awkward one-on-one with Captain Carey. Kyle says he's fine and intends to just keep his head down and not say anything foolish going forward. After hugging it out, Kyle is more open with a producer, even though he maintains that he understands his fellow deckhand's viewpoint and advises him not to worry about any possible animosity between them. Kyle refers to Damo in a confessional, saying, "It's a wake-up call in a professional sense and also in, how you trust other people." He had the option to remain silent. In any case, he has a poor record. It only serves to highlight the need for me to be cautious about who I associate with. In another scene, Kyle mentions that he must avoid guests in general and is not permitted to talk to a fresh group of charter guests as they arrive. In Episode 11, Kyle originally accused Chef Anthony Irakain, Hugo Ortega, and Solène Favreau with co-primary Helen in the Sea while traveling to Sint Maarten for his birthday celebration. Later, he boasted about it again in front of Fraser, Damo, and Rainbow de Roos, leaving them all startled and incredulous. Bosun Hugo said in a confessional, "Maybe he did it, maybe he didn't. However, we cannot allow crew members to cross that line and become overly accustomed to visitors." Fraser expressed that opinion when he asked a producer, "Are you crazy?" That would be foolish, careless, and crazy. In any case, that is not suitable. I'm concerned that Kyle might be targeted because of this. "Do I think it happened?" the Chief Stew added later. "I'm not sure. Plausible deniability. On a public beach, you are encircled by every other visitor and crew member. Perhaps it was simply a case of people slipping in and out. In any case, that is not suitable. That is not acceptable." Meanwhile, Damo clarified that he was concerned that Kyle might be dealing with more serious problems. He mentioned Kyle's mid-birthday dinner connection with a stranger he met at the bar, as well as the Helen allegations, saying, "I'm still hurting on the inside. Someone I'm seeing is pleading for assistance. Therefore, I am worried." "I'm not seeing the fun party boy," Damo added, discussing the matter with Fraser. "It seems to me that someone is in anguish." Fraser was concerned after their talk that keeping the secret might jeopardize their careers. "I believe it's far better coming from Kyle himself, now that these things are going about, and maybe Captain can hear them discussing something that's truly, completely wrong, and a crime that may get you fired," he said. "Whether our actions are true or not, we must take responsibility for them." Damo consented to go up to Kyle and advise him to mention the matter to Captain Carey before someone else did.